Alright, and today I thought I would read MLP fanfictions. This one is called Upon Wings of Sacrifice, Chapter 1, A Fallen Apple. This one I have heard is a very sad story, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle it at all. It's by the Rated Pony Star. The link will probably be in the wow, I'm already getting off to a bad start. The link will be in the description. If there was one thing Rainbow Dash loved more than anything, other than her awesome flying skills, of course, it was a nice long nap. Some days, Dash just wanted to lay back and close her eyes while life passed by. And since it was such a placid day, it would be almost a crime to let such perfect napping conditions be wasted. I do not do good with the voices. I'll try to improve on them, but we'll see. "Wake up already, partner," said the sleeping Pegasus's peaceful world was rocked by an intense shout and an earthquaking, or at least apple tree shaking, impact. Wham! Whoa! Dash cried out, awakened by the yell. Letting out a yelp of her own, the blue Pegasus slipped off of the apple tree's branch, where she landed flat on her back. Annoyed, she got up and glared at the pony that ruined her nap. "What's the big idea, Applejack? I was taking a good snooze." Applejack snickered at Dash and replied, "Yeah, a snooze on one of my apple trees here. Why do you keep coming over here around these parts anyway? Ain't them clouds up there softer?" Dash jumped into the air and said, "Yeah, they are nice sometimes, but I can't help it. Their trees are really comfortable. Not too soft, not too hard. How can I resist?" Applejack shook her head with amusement. "One of these days, Rainbow, I'm gonna accidentally buck a tree you're on so hard you're gonna shoot off into the sun." The Pegasus rolled her eyes and shrugged. "Whatever. Well, now that I'm awake, is there anything you need from me, or can I head out?" "Nope, just telling you I need to be more careful." "See you later," Applejack said as she walked away. Rainbow Dash blinked in surprise as the mare's quick dismissal. She hadn't been expecting that. "Are you sure you don't need anything? Any rain for the orchards? Help picking apples?" The apple bucker raised an eyebrow. After all, Dash wasn't the kind of pony who liked doing work. "Why are you so generous all of a sudden? You normally don't like it when you ask people to do jobs." Dash shook her mane nervously, and then replied, "Well, I'm just bored, that's all." "Then shouldn't you be practicing some moves for them Wonderbolts?" Dash gave a confident smile as she let her chest out with pride. "I'm sure I've got them all down. Hey, I bet I can even do a sonic rainbow with my eyes closed now." Applejack smirked. "Oh, really? Well, then show me." "Huh? You got time? Show me your sonic rainbow with your eyes closed," Applejack said as she sat down, waiting. Sweat beaded on Rainbow Dash's forehead as she stared at Applejack. The truth was she still hadn't gotten the sonic rainbow figured out. Despite practicing for almost a year, Dash had only managed to unleash a short burst of a rainbow-colored energy ring. Dash didn't want to seem like a coward for backing out, but at the same time she didn't want to mess up in front of Applejack, of all ponies. As Dash contemplated, Applejack mocked. Unless, of course, you think you can't do it." Dash narrowed her eyes as she stared eye to eye with friend. "Oh yeah? Well, get ready to have your jaw on the floor, because this performance is sure to amaze you. Hold on. I would appreciate if you didn't wipe out my apple farm by doing this. Let's head over to someplace more open," Applejack said, holding her hoof out. "Sure. Doesn't matter if it's in a clear field, or even in the lair of a three-headed dragon. I'm gonna show you that I can get this trick in the bag." That was out. Dash boasted. She flew on ahead of Applejack, distancing herself enough so that a feeble "I hope" couldn't be heard. "I'm liking this so far. I'm getting the feeling that Dash has some, like, I don't know. I get the impression that she's thinking about Applejack." The two of them arrived at one of Dash's regular training areas, as Applejack watched Rainbow Dash prepare herself with various stretches, much to Applejack's amusement. Wings ready? Check. Wind speed? Front muscles? Good to go. Applejack rolled her eyes. For crying out loud, I'm going to show me before you grow old. Hey, it's not easy to perform this. I've got to make sure every part of my body is ready to perform. What? I've got to make sure every part of my body is ready, from my mane to my hooves. Dash replied, with a playful grin. Applejack taunted. You sure you're not just stalling for time? Blushing, Applejack turned around and responded in Applejack's face. No, just watch. I'm going to show you the best trick ever. See, she flushed. I can't. This might be shipping. It might be. Maybe. After making sure every part of her body was ready, Dash took a deep breath before she flew into the air. A familiar feeling of adrenaline coursed through her body as she soared into the sky with a smile. This was why she loved flying. It was like letting yourself loose upon the world with no limits to hold you. It was a rare freedom only some were born with that allowed you to go wherever you wanted. To Dash, this was not just something she loved doing for the sake of excitement. It was a way of life. Gathering her thoughts, Dash went over to the steps needed to perform the sonic rainbow. She had to do this right, or else she would going to look like a foal in front of Applejack. Ready to begin the stunt, Dash slowed down, letting herself stall until she hung in the air until like a small sky blue cloud. The hands of gravity tugged gently at her, and Rainbow Dash turned her body towards the ground. The green Earth's insistent pull assisted her in an ever-increasing dive as Dash's colorful tail streamed out before her. What? What? Okay. Whatever. Before her fall could terminate in a sickening, bone-shattering crunch, the Pegasus flared her wings and turned her hell dive into a blazingly rapid glide. Rainbow Dash flew dangerously close to the ground, weaving and turning to dodge sharp rocks and old stumps in her path. One mistake, and the Pegasus would be in a world of pain, and she wasn't a single bit worried. Dash could feel the very tips of the grass licking her soft underbelly, but ignored the sensation. She couldn't afford to lose concentration. Not now. The excitement began to well up within her as she felt success nearly within her grasp. Maybe today would be the day that Rainbow Dash could perform her third sonic rainbow. The image of a shocked yet impressed Applejack only heightened Dash's motivation as she flew upwards while performing a few loop-de-loops for show. With her speed tested out and her wings warmed up, the next part was finding a cloud to gather what? What is that? C-E-N-T-R-I Fugl. F-U-G-L. Whatever. With it, she would be able to attain the speed necessary for her final dive. Flying higher than she did last time, Rainbow Dash found a nearby cloud and started circling around it. It moved slowly at first, but then it started to whirl faster and founder. God damn it. And it started to whirl faster and faster until it was like a spinning top. Dash accelerated again, eventually reaching to the point where Applejack only saw a rainbow-colored blur from her vantage point down below. Dash could feel the energy pulsing inside of her. She broke away from the cloud, performing one more flip before letting it all loose by diving downwards with her wings completely flat and her body poised like an arrow. A mock cone began to form in front of her, signaling the start of a stunt. A determined smile slowly began to spread at the face of Dash, who could feel it in her heart as she was going to do this time. She pressed herself against the funnel, pushing it down with all her might. It started to get wider and wider until all the while exerting a strong front against her. As she approached the ground, Dash readied herself to break the sound barrier and unleash the stored energy.